Behind the scenes at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Jobs Report Update. The untold story behind the Bureau of Labor Statistics Update. The untold story behind the Bureau of Labor Statistics Update. Transcript. https://www.npr.org/transcripts1256725/. In a stunning development, President Trump responded by dismissing the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics just hours after the disappointing jobs report was released. These monthly employment figures aren't just abstract numbers. They're the lifeblood of economic decision-making across America. From corporate boardrooms planning their next quarter to the Federal Reserve determining interest rate policies. These statistics influence virtually every aspect of our financial ecosystem. But have you ever wondered exactly how these crucial numbers come together? Behind those headline-grabbing statistics lies a fascinating process that few Americans understand. The BLS doesn't simply conjure these figures from thin air. They're meticulously gathered through thousands of individual phone calls, surveys, and data points, all carefully analyzed to create the most accurate picture possible of our employment landscape. But here's where it gets controversial. How reliable is this system, especially during times of political transition or economic uncertainty? The sudden dismissal of the BLS chief raises profound questions about the independence of our economic data collection systems. Today, we're revisiting our exclusive behind-the-scenes investigation into the BLS methodology, taking you step by step through the process of how America's most important economic indicator is assembled, one phone call at a time. This episode originally aired June 6, 2022. Related content. The reliability question. Can we really trust the monthly jobs report? https://2025/03/12365-389 Doge GDP BLS Department of Labor Jobs Report. Economists at the helm, should we entrust our economy to them? https://www.npr.org/215671442. Trust Economics Trump BLS Bureau Labor Statistics. For commercial-free episodes of The Indicator from Planet Money, become a Planet Money Plus subscriber through Apple Podcasts or visit plus.npr.org. https://plus.npr.org. Fact verification by Sierra Juarez. npr.org/people/G612/Sierra Juarez. Musical accompaniment by Drop Electric. https://www.npr.org/people/dropelectric.bandcamp.com. Connect with us. TikTok. https://www.instagram.com/planetmoney. Facebook. www.npr.org/money. What do you think about the independence of economic data collection? Should these institutions remain politically neutral, or should they answer to elected officials? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Trump's Playbook: How he discredits unfavorable data and its impact on America. Here's the playbook Trump pulls out to dodge bad news. Dismiss the data, sack the messenger, and rewrite reality. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this strategy just politics as usual, or a threat to democratic accountability? Let's unpack this pattern that's alarming experts and reshaping how we trust government data. When July's revised jobs numbers revealed economic strain, Trump acted swiftly. He removed the Bureau of Labor Statistics leader and dismissed the report as phony. This wasn't a one-off incident. The president has built a career discrediting uncomfortable truths, from coronavirus testing statistics to election results. His mantra: if the numbers don't serve you, deny them. But wait, hasn't every administration nitpicked data that challenges their narrative? Trump supporters argue it's about fairness. Critics warn it's about control. The stakes are higher than you think. Let's explore this tension between political spin and public trust. Historians might recognize this approach from previous controversies. During the 2020 pandemic surge, Trump famously downplayed testing's importance, claiming more tests mean finding more cases. During Hurricane Dorian, he altered a weather map to show Alabama in danger, a move weather experts swiftly debunked. When a New York court found he exaggerated his worth to lenders, he attacked the justice system. And the 2020 election? He still maintains it was stolen, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. These incidents reveal a pattern. When data contradicts the narratives, Trump doesn't change his story. He tries to change the data. But this strategy carries risks. Douglas Elmendorf, former Congressional Budget Office Director, warns that manipulating economic figures could lead to policy based on illusions. Our economy depends on honest information, he emphasizes. Distorting it invites disaster. Yet the White House insists their actions aim to ensure transparency. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett points to unusually large revisions in jobs data as proof the system needs oversight. Supporters argue replacing agency leaders with Trump-approved officials ensures data isn't politicized against Republicans. But veterans of federal statistics counter that revisions are normal. They occur when initial estimates are refined. Balancing timeliness and accuracy is constant, explains economist Jed Kolko, who oversaw data agencies under Biden. Without trust, businesses won't invest. The tension between politics and data integrity isn't limited to economics. Take climate reports. In July, taxpayer-funded studies on climate impacts vanished from government websites. The White House initially blamed a technicality, then said they'd comply with public access laws. It's a pattern. Control key information sources, cast doubt on unwanted facts, and attack anyone challenging the narrative. But here's the twist. Trump once enthusiastically cited positive data. After the 2016 election, he praised low unemployment numbers, despite initial skepticism. His 2017 inauguration brought talk of the best economy ever. Yet when numbers turn south, he becomes America's chief data skeptic. Supporters say he's fighting deep state bias. Detractors call it authoritarian gaslighting. Congress holds the power to push back, insists Elmendorf. They could investigate agency meddling or pass legislation protecting statistical independence. But with members largely divided along party lines, substantive action seems unlikely. Meanwhile, Trump's team pledges to install their people in key roles, arguing fresh perspectives will restore credibility. The stakes are existential. If Trump succeeds in undermining trust in federal data, what happens to policymaking? How can lawmakers address crises without reliable information? And when presidents cite statistics selectively, do they cease being accountable to reality? So we're left with these urgent questions. 1. Should leaders be allowed to purge non-compliant data sources? 2. What safeguards ensure economic statistics remain apolitical? 3. Can trust in government data survive partisan interference? Discuss below. Do you view Trump's approach as justified skepticism or dangerous misinformation? Debunking Trump's scam claim. How U.S. jobs reports really work. Imagine a world where job numbers are seen as a political weapon rather than a factual snapshot of the economy. That's exactly the narrative President Donald Trump has pushed, calling the Bureau of Labor Statistics BLS recent revisions to the jobs report a scam, and firing its commissioner without evidence. But here's the twist. The process behind these numbers is far more complex and far less partisan than it appears. Let's break down how the BLS really works and why Trump's claims might be missing the bigger picture. And this is the part most people miss. The revisions he's criticizing are not only normal, but essential to producing accurate data. But here's where it gets controversial. The BLS, established in 1884, operates under the Department of Labor, but is designed to function independently. Its commissioner is appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, yet the agency's mission is to provide unbiased, data-driven insights into employment, inflation, productivity, and more. Trump's recent firestorm began when he accused the BLS of manipulating job numbers to harm his political standing, even firing Dr. Erica McEntarfer, the agency's head. But the truth? The revisions he called historic were neither unprecedented nor indicative of corruption. In fact, the BLS regularly updates its numbers as more data comes in, a process as old as the agency itself. So how does the BLS actually collect this data? It relies on two main surveys, the Household Survey and the Current Employment Statistics, CES survey. The Household Survey involves knocking on doors across the country to gather employment status and demographic details from individuals. Meanwhile, the CES survey collects data directly from businesses and government agencies via phone, internet, or automated transfers. Participation is voluntary in most cases, though a few states and Puerto Rico require it by law. Once the data is collected, economists at the BLS analyze it, correct errors, and apply statistical adjustments to account for seasonal trends, like hiring spikes during the holidays. These adjustments help smooth out fluctuations that could mislead the public or policymakers. Here's the part that sparks debate. The BLS publishes its initial jobs report as preliminary, knowing that some businesses might not submit their data on time. This means the numbers get revised in the following months. For example, the July report revised May's job gains from 139,000 to 19,000, and June's from 147,000 to 14,000. Trump called these revisions a record, but history tells a different story. During the 2020 pandemic, revisions were even larger, like the 679,000 job adjustment in March 2020. And in 2009, a 143,000 job revision occurred outside of any crisis. So, are these numbers truly a scam, or just a natural part of refining data over time? Let us know in the comments. The BLS's work isn't just about politics. Businesses, investors, and even the Federal Reserve rely on its data to make critical decisions. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell has praised the BLS as a cornerstone of economic stability, stating, "Good data helps not just the Fed, but also the private sector." Yet Trump's attacks on the agency raise a troubling question. Can public trust in statistics survive political interference? Former BLS Commissioner William Beach, now a CNN contributor, warned that Trump's actions risk eroding the global reputation of the BLS, which he called the finest statistical agency in the world. But what alternatives exist? Private companies like ADP produce their own job reports, but they're limited to private sector data and often clash with the BLS's findings. Other surveys, like Challenger, Gray, and Christmas's layoff reports, offer insights but lack the BLS's rigorous methodology. For now, the BLS remains the gold standard, even with its flaws. Its household survey, for instance, struggles with declining response rates, making its unemployment numbers less reliable. Still, the business survey is widely trusted by economists. So, where do we go from here? The BLS's revisions are a necessary part of ensuring accuracy, but they're easy targets for political criticism. As Trump's rhetoric clashes with the agency's independence, the bigger question looms. Should the BLS remain insulated from political pressure, or is its independence already compromised? Share your thoughts below. Do you believe the BLS is a neutral arbiter, or is it vulnerable to manipulation? The answer might shape how we view economic data for years to come.